Good morning, YouTube. It is May 15th, 2022. We got the full moon that we're going to be observing tonight here in the big Colorado sky. Nice and sunny once again here today. Beautiful country out here in this part of the world. And I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I'm having a good time here on vacation with the family. Wanted to give you guys a quick update though, and I wanted to cover just this one post primarily, just so that we get clear on how bad this situation is. So let me run through this. This is a tweet from Kim.com. I forget, he was one of the big tech entrepreneurs back in the day. I forget what all he created and did, but you know, he's a big deal in the tech internet space. So he says, this may be the most important thread I ever make. He said threat instead of thread. Maybe he's trying to get the point across. This may be the most important thread that I ever make. Big picture stuff. I'll try to help you understand why the future is not what we're hoping for. A major global collapse is coming. It may be worse than we can imagine. Our leaders know, but what are they planning? The United States did not have a surplus or balanced budget since 2001, and in the last 50 years, it only had 4 years of profit. In fact, all profit the US had in the last 50 years wouldn't be enough to pay for 6 months of the current yearly deficit. So what do? US spending and debt have spiraled out of control, and the government can only raise the money it needs by printing it. That causes inflation. It's like taxing you extra because you pay more for the things you need and all of your assets decline in value. See the money printing frenzy. So he shows a chart here of the M1, that's the money supply, just tearing off, going to the moon. The problem is that this has been going on for so long that there's now no way to fix it. The reality is that the US has been bankrupt for some time, and what's coming is a nightmare. Mass poverty and a new system of control. Let me explain why this isn't just doom and gloom talk. Total US debt is at 90 trillion. US unfunded liabilities are at 169 trillion. Combined, that's $778,000 per US citizen, or $2,067,000 per US taxpayer. Remember, the only way the government can operate now is by printing more money, which means hyperinflation is inevitable. The total value of all companies listed on the US stock market is 53 trillion. The real value is much lower because the US has been printing trillions to provide interest-free loans to investment banks to pump up the stock market. It's a scam. Most of the 53 trillion is air. The value of all US assets combined, every piece of land, real estate, all savings, all companies, everything that all citizens, businesses, entities, and state own is worth 193 trillion. That number is also full of air, just like the US stock market. Let's do the math. US total debt, 90 trillion. US unfunded liabilities, 169 trillion. Total, 259 trillion. Minus all US assets, 193 trillion. Balance, negative. Balance is negative, $66 trillion. That's 66 trillion of debt and liabilities after every asset in the US has been sold off. Do you understand? So even if the US could sell all its assets at the current value, which is impossible, it would still be broke. The US is beyond bankrupt. This patient is already dead. This patient is now a zombie. You probably wonder, why are things still going? Why didn't it all collapse yet? It's all perception and denial. The perception is that the US has the largest economy and the strongest military in the world. But in reality, the US is broke and can't afford its army. The denial is that all nations depend on strong US, or else the global markets will crash. The only reason why the US zombie keeps going is because the end of the US is the end of the Western prosperity and an admission that capitalism failed as a model for the world. But it doesn't change the reality. The collapse is inevitable and coming. What's the plan to fix this? You may have heard of the Great Reset or world government. Is it a controlled demolition of the global markets, economies, and the world as we know it? A shift into a new dystopian future where the elites are the masters of the slaves without the cosmetics of democracy? Without a controlled demolition, the world will collapse for all, including the elites. The world has changed so much, nothing seems to make sense anymore. The blatant corruption is out in the open, the obvious propaganda media, the erosion of our rights. What's the end game? And so he just leaves us with that cliffhanger. But I think it's important to note here, without a controlled demolition, the world will collapse for all, including the elites. So I just made a TikTok and I said, just to be clear, you're going to participate in the greatest transfer of wealth in world history, whether you like it or not. It's just a matter of what side of the transfer are you going to be on. I am making the case right now that we can take the same actions that these elites, all these evil people that are coming with their motives, with their controlled demolition, we can rebuild our future. We can take control of our lives, our families, our generations, in our community. How are you going to bring value to your community during these times of chaos? Because there's going to be an incredible amount of value to be had in bringing back, restoring, rebuilding order out of the chaos that we are going to be living through. So I thought that that was a great thread that really put it all together. There is no way out for the United States at this point. They will only be able to inflate their way out, which won't work. It'll lead to hyperinflation and destroy our currency, which we know that they are now preparing for the new financial system, a reset, restructuring, a revaluation of the current monetary system. So I think that, we talk about gold being a part of that, commodities, basically tokens backed by commodities. We talk about the utility cryptos that we have that can be the infrastructure layer for payment networks across the world. That's the future, in my opinion, how it all lines up, how it all goes down. I don't really spend my time working on that. What I want you guys to focus on and what I focus on, 90% of my time is on my business, how I bring value to my community. And I want to encourage you guys to do the same. Focus on what you can control. A lot of distractions right now. It's really hard to stay focused, stay locked in. But I will tell you right now, there is going to be more opportunity than ever for those of you who are willing to take action, got some hustle, got some skills, are willing to learn, invest in yourself, in your education when it comes to business investing, whether it's real estate, whether you're in business. There's so much opportunity coming to us right now, and I don't think that this is the end of the world. I think that this is just going to be a great shift, a great reset, and it's up to us to take advantage of that. So with that being said, the United States is screwed, but you don't have to go bankrupt. You don't have to be destroyed. You have an opportunity to build yourself up, to insulate yourself, your family. We talk about prepping. We talk about taking action in your business. Every single asset class that we talk about, we have a strategy for each of those. If you're looking to support the channel, if you're looking to get tapped into our Discord group, just head on over to zachrector.com. With that being said, I want to say thank you. God bless you all. Enjoy the full moon wherever you are. We're here in beautiful sunny Colorado, and we're definitely going to take it all in. We'll see you guys. Be ready for the markets tomorrow. They could be opening up bloody, so be prepared for that. Have your limit orders set. I will be looking to buy a little bit more crypto tomorrow if we get some more downward pressure. All right, you guys take care. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.